Fundraisers and development officers. Do you ever get frustrated trying to show your potential donors just how critical your charity's work is? Well, it's a problem we've all faced at one time or another. Hi, I'm Shane Mobley with Obey the Beagle Fundraising, and in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how you can get inside your donor's mind and make him or her want to be part of your cause. I call it donation chemistry. Why do people do what they do? More specifically, why do they donate to charities? Well, they do it because it feels good, but why does it feel good? Understanding that is the key to increasing donations. To understand why donating feels good, we need to talk about our brains and what they want. It's probably not what you think. Your brain wants you to stay alive. It wants you to be on alert, to see dinosaurs before they see you, and then to run or hide if you do see one. And to get you to do this, your brain uses a built-in chemical clicker system. Our brains reward us when we do things that are likely to keep us alive and help perpetuate the species. They reward us with good feelings. This is why we donate, why we do almost everything, because it makes us feel good. And the main thing that makes us feel good is engaging in positive survival activities. So what are these chemicals? Well, there are 5 that you need to know about: cortisol, endorphin, dopamine, oxytocin, and serotonin. Now, don't worry, we're not going to get into a neurobiochemistry lecture of any sort, but these are convenient labels for the techniques that we're about to discuss. The first 2 of these are the carrot and the stick. The next 3 are the clickers. Let's talk about the carrot first. That's the endorphins. These are natural opiates, and they mask pain and create a sense of euphoria and well-being. Endorphins are the powerful reward for responding to the clicker appropriately, and it makes it easy for your donors to give up their own resources, such as money, time, or goods. Cortisol is the stick. It's a natural warning system, and it makes your donors feel like they need to do something right now or the dinosaurs will get them. It's always a reaction to something specific, and it is also triggered by disappointment. You invoke cortisol by triggering one of the 3 clickers. And here are the clickers: dopamine, oxytocin, and serotonin. Dopamine is the feeling of joy at finding what you've been looking for, the eureka, I found it feeling of solving problems. You invoke it by presenting a specific problem or survival challenge. Your problem needs massive specificity in verbs and pictures, and it's the classic "buy this brown dog a red collar" issue. When you draft your fundraising campaign, you'll also use oxytocin to boost the problem by making it a community one. More on this in just a minute. The big mistakes you'll make with this are in not presenting a problem that's immediate and capable of being solved. Suppose you took in a dog who is very sick, and before you could post a fundraiser, the dog died. Well, it's hard to turn that into a current puzzle, and it's certainly not something that's solvable. Yes, you still have the vet bills to pay off, but this is not a good situation for a dopamine clicker. To use dopamine in a fundraiser to help with unpaid vet bills and general operating costs, you're going to have to turn them into a game, and we have some examples on that. Oxytocin provides the feeling of being safe with others, of bonding, trust, belonging, of being in a pack or a herd, and the safety in numbers that provides. You invoke this by posing an issue that has to do with isolation. It is the classic join us appeal. Position the threat or the problem as being a threat to all of us. Use words like, it could happen to any of us. It could happen to you, to your dog, to your child. Together we can do whatever. You'll want to use things like t-shirts and other indicia of belonging in an oxytocin-based campaign. This works particularly well with breed rescues. The togetherness can be all your friends are, or this is our breed sort of approaches. The photograph should always be taken looking directly at the dog's level full face with direct eye contact, not looking down on the dog. With oxytocin, the worst mistake you can make is to use divisive language. Look at this example here. If you would just give up 1 cup of Starbucks a week, I could. You see how that's divisive? You're saying you have to do something so that I can do something. It's like we're not on the same team. Now look at the second example here. It costs $6.54 a day to keep a shelter pet alive. Together, we can make the world a better place, keep this dog alive, do all sorts of things. Now you'll see from what we just talked about before that we're invoking a bit of dopamine with this very specific number, $6.54. But the real appeal to oxytocin is together we can. Together we can fend off the dinosaurs. Together we can set up a warning system so we'll know when we're threatened. Together we are stronger than we are alone. It's a very basic emotional appeal. Okay, so this is all great, but what if you need to pay off electrical bills or other operating costs? Pretty boring stuff. If you can translate that into shivering dogs staring at you with human expressions, you've got a fundraising winner. Because when those dogs look at you like that, many people will take that as being another person. Nobody does this better than the ASPCA. That's what raises money. Serotonin is the feeling of being respected by others, of having pride in what you've done, and having secure access to food and other resources. Donors give for the prestige it brings them within their own communities and to preserve their legacy. They also give because it's consistent with how they see themselves as a giving and charitable person. You invoke this with something like, well, we can't let this happen, and then include the personal touch in it. Look at the contrast in these two statements. You can make a difference. That is serotonin. Now look at we can make a difference. That's an appeal to oxytocin. One is for prestige and acknowledging that that is the one person who can make a difference. The other is about community and coming together to change something. Big mistakes with serotonin are usually anything that puts down another person for not acting. And I know you've all seen this before. Nobody cares, even though I do so much and I starve myself for my dogs. You're all selfish. Nobody understands what I'm going through. I do it all myself. That sort of whining that is intended to evoke pity and appreciation, which is serotonin, for the rescuer. It does not evoke the correct response from the prospective donor. Never whine when you're doing fundraisers. So let's put it all together. Here's how it works. You stir up cortisol by invoking the opposite of dopamine, oxytocin, or serotonin. That causes pain in the prospective donor. A donation then will relieve the pain and be rewarded with endorphins. Remember, your brain is always watching for dinosaurs and trying to keep you safe. In the next videos, we'll dive into how it all works in practice, and I'll give you some practical, real-world examples about how to practice better giving through chemistry. Well, that's the first lesson. I hope it's given you some insights into how to really reach your donors and explain to them how important the work is that you're doing. To enroll in the rest of the class or for more information, hop on over to obeythebeagle.com or email me at mail@obeythebeagle.com. Thanks for listening.